and welcome back to Crochet at My House. So today we do actually have some stuff on the shelves in the background from previous videos, so you'll see those already. And we just got some new curtains for this room, so that's quite nice. And they match the paint. You notice the flowers are nearly the exact same yellow. So today we are doing a book video. Starting off with what we've read / what we're in the middle of reading. I'm going to go first. So I finished reading Dragon Rider, the Griffin's Feather. This was a really good story and a good follow on from the original Dragon Rider book. This is by Cornelia Funke. She's got 3 books in the Dragon Rider series, and this is just the second one. And it's really good. It follows on well, but also has its own story. So I like that. Go then.
Next is Rebel Fire, which I've gotten quite far through. More than halfway.
You enjoying it?
Yes, it's really, really good.
Who's it by?
Ansi Lin.
Okay, cool. And then I have 2 Roald Dahl books that I finished. So we have Fantastic Mr. Fox and James and the Giant Peach. This one I actually just finished today. Both very good. This one's quite short, but I did enjoy it. This one is a little bit longer, and I have noticed there are quite a few differences from the film, although also quite a few similarities, so it's good. And this one has more differences with the film than this one does. And then
Next is one by Roald Dahl. It's the BFG, which I've got actually pretty far in.
Yeah, that's quite good. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, it's not got really anything different so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed some subtle differences.
Yes, which, of course, there's those songs.
Yeah. The film, the old BFG film, not the new one, has quite a few songs. We don't know what the newer one's like.
Once I read that chapter, I got the song for.
Yeah. And the last one that I finished recently is this one. So this is Kenny and the Dragon by Tony Dexter Lizzie. I think that's how you say it. This was a really, really good read. It's quite funny, and we actually watched a short thing with Mickey Mouse the other day there, The Reluctant Dragon, and this story is very similar to The Reluctant Dragon. I thought it was really good. Cecile thought it was a bit weird.
It was kind of weird.
But I think it was quite good. Moving on, we are going to talk about ones we've read, bigger, flatter books. So this one, we've actually both read bits of this. I read this first one here, which is Dr. Seuss' Sleep Book. And I thought it was pretty funny, like the artwork. And Cecile read this one, which is Fidwick, the Big-Hearted Moose.
It's basically his horns is like a hotel.
And the third one that's in here is Horton Hears a Who, which I read ages ago, but it might be nice to read it again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's a
that
good
book.
story.
I know.
Next is Little Brown Mouse, which I've read a little bit of it. The pictures are really cute.
Yeah, it's like a watercolour kind of picture.
Yeah.
Pretty.
There's a retreat scene. Yeah. There's a good one. It's just a plain blue on the back.
Then I've got this one here. This is NHK's Book of Riddles. And I do like a good, silly, rhyming kind of book.
She's read it a couple of times already.
Have I?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good story and I enjoyed it. So there's that one.
Next is Tom Thumb.
Nice pictures.
Yeah. It's kind of like Hansel and Gretel in some ways.
Yeah. They have to follow breadcrumbs.
Yes. And there's also somebody that's trying to eat them.
Us?
And they also get back and they live happily ever after again.
Huh? Next, I have this one. Giant Mountain by Anne Vastano. I think that's how you say it.
Yes.
Here's the artwork. It's another good one.
That's pretty.
There's that. Right, moving on. We had a little interruption there. We will show you some more. So this is the Magic School Bus. Gets baked in a cake. I actually have no idea who this is by. Well, it says it's got Scholastic on it, but that's the company. It's one of those as seen on TV books, so we used to watch the cartoon. And something interesting I found that's cool about these is at the end they give you a little science experiment or something related to the story.
Yeah. And I have also got Magic School Bus meets the Rot Squad.
So yours is all about
Rot.
decay and mushrooms.
It's got some pretty pictures.
And what is your thing at the back of yours? No.
To rot or not.
But there's their little experiment. Quite interesting.
You could pause it. You could try it if you want.
Yeah, you could. Next I have Arthur's Family Holiday. This is by Mark Brown. And I used to enjoy this cartoon quite a bit. You quite like the cartoon as well,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I thought it was a nice read. There's some more on the back, other stories.
Pinocchio.
Yep. You do like a Disney book.
It's got some nice pictures.
It's just an interruption sort of a day. Right, go on then.
Next is Sleeping Beauty, which is quite good.
Quite nice pictures.
Yes. Danger Point. And boom. Oh. The last pictures are quite pretty.
Next, I have Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat. That's a good old favourite, that one. I'm sure just about everybody has heard of The Cat in the Hat.
Next is Oliver and Company, which I do quite like the movie of it.
Did you enjoy the book?
Yes. Especially since I've not been able to find any movies of it recently. At all. Even on the pad.
Next I have the detective dog. And so basically what happens is the dog follows its nose.
Sniff, 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 sniff.
And there's a guy who steals some books from a school classroom. And then they make a bit of a thing about taking him to the library so he could read.
Next is Treasure Planet, which I would definitely recommend watching this movie.
Yeah. You've read that one a couple of times, haven't you?
Yes. That was the 4th time reading it. The pictures are really good.
Next, I have Hard-Boiled Legs, the breakfast book. I'm Michael Rosen and Quentin Blake. And it is as funny as it sounds. The hard-boiled legs get up and run away from the table. And there's some really nice pictures. Very chaotic. Hey, hard-boiled legs, run away. There it is.
Next is The Great Detective Mouse. The Great Mouse Detective. Basil. The pictures are really pretty. It's another movie I'd recommend.
Then I have this one. This is Animal Lives, the Barn Owl, illustrated by Bert Kitchen. Written by Sally Tockle. And some of the pictures. Very hyper-realistic artwork. And it's about the actual lives of real barn owls.
Next is The Stray Kitten, which is pretty good. It's basically all about learning from the little kitten of a little mum. You could read the back if you want.
Who's it by?
Judy Welty?
Wait.
And Gavin Rowe.
Then we have Angelina and Henry. This story is by Catherine Halliburtt. And this whole story is about them going camping. And then when they're supposed to be getting firewood, they wander off playing. And they get a bit lost in some stormy weather. But they get found again by their uncle.
It's got some nice pictures.
Yeah.
Next is The Silky Girl. Which also has gorgeous pictures. That is so pretty. Basically, she needs her seal coat to teach back. There. That's her. Back into a seal. It's probably a fair picture of them. It's very, very fun to read.
Next I have the Badgers race. And she's racing the fox all the way across the countryside. Makes many new friends along the way. This is by Alison Catley. And you've read this one as well.
Yes.
And I have Tales from Fern Hollow, Brooke the Balloonist. It's by John Patience. And it's a badger, and he finds a hot air balloon in a box. He goes on a wee bit of a trip and accidentally damages a church building and lands in the frog's house. And then he gets arrested because they didn't know what else to do. Then these two young mice take the balloon for a flight and crash on a little island, knock over a tree. They find a treasure chest. So they get in trouble a bit, but the cash gets given to the badger and it pays off his fines. Good.
Next is Chimpanzee.
Mhm.
Which this is massive.
Yeah.
It's definitely an easy one if it's bedtime. And you really want to read a book. But don't really have any time at all. It's got lots of pictures. Very hard to hold up with one hand and flip. It's a good one.
Next, I have Ollie and the Otter, a Scottish Osprey story. And this is by Emily Dott and Kirsten Harris Jones. All about the osprey learning to throw and aim so that you can get a mate. It's a good silly story. And lastly, I have The Snail and the Whale. Another silly story. It's good and it's got some really nice illustrations. And this is by Julia Donaldson. And it's the same author as The Gruffalo, so you might know that other story better.
Next we have these books, the new books we've included. First one is Robin Hood Sends a Message, which looks pretty good. In some of the other ones, she doesn't look as pale as this one.
Next I have The Cat That Walked by Himself, Rudyard Kipling, and the artwork in this one's quite interesting. I'm looking forward to reading it. Good then.
Next is Webster's Walk.
And that's by
Jill Bow.
Doe.
Doe. And he's got a map. Each week. Chickens are hiding underneath rhubarb. I was talking. Oh, goats eating laundry. So unusual. They are all out.
It looks like a good book.
Yeah, it is pretty as well.
Next, I have Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhymes. It's got some interesting illustrations as usual. I'm looking forward to that. I think it will be another good silly book. And then
Next we have Women and the Moonlight Adventure. Looks pretty. We've also got the birthday button.
what?
It's very I think we've only got one left. Moon and the Winter Snow.
What? Next, I have Quentin Blake. Snuff is the name of the book. It's got some good pictures as usual. I think it sounds like an interesting story. Could read that if you like.
Next is Kipper's Toy Box. Kipper the dog. We've actually got a couple of these episodes recently. See with a lot of these books. We've had to read.
This is Hoot by Jane Hesley. And it seems to be a story of stuffed animals. And there's a bit there about it. You want to pause and read that?
Next is Katie Morag at the Grand Concert. We've got a couple of these.
Yes. I've always liked Katie Morag.
Very pretty. Be a nice
Who's it
read.
by?
Mary Hederick.
You ready to show this one?
And we've got the BFG sticker book and other things.
It's an activity book. Activity book with stickers. And we got that to go along with you reading the BFG.
Yes.
So there's some questions, some puzzles.
You can make your own dream.
Of course, there are the
These.
stickers as well.
Yes. Oh,
Which they're in the middle, aren't they?
lots.
Some of them are for the book, some you could just use.
But you can see the stickers go there.
Yeah. You looking forward to doing that?
Definitely. Her Manchester's code.
Nice.
Be fun to do.
I'm going to show this. I got this other one recently. So this is the Borrowers Avenged. And I've been collecting these. So I think that's me got 4 Borrower books now. I think. Counting this one. And so this is a book by Mary Norton. And there are a few pictures in this one. Every now and again. So it's quite nice. There's the one there. So that's that. Gonna.
Next is the Cartoonist
Mhm.
by Betsy Byers.
Mhm.
Which can't really show you any pictures. Don't really have any.
No. You got a bit about on the back.
Pause and look at it.
There. Next, I have a book that needs a little bit of attention. So this is a really old book, and it's called The Starling. And I got it a wee while ago because I thought it sounded interesting. And it has a little note written to somebody who got the book at one point.
Oh.
And the date is 1882. It's written in there. So it's quite an old book.
Yeah.
There is a picture in here. There's the starling. And the reason I'm being extra careful is it's not attached, so I am going to have to fix this, but I had to have that one.
Next, we have Beffy Wants a Blue Ice Cream.
That'd be a nice quick story.
Yes, it's very short.
I think it was gone because we needed an extra.
Yes. You can pause read. This part is quite funny. And the policeman decides to do that. Gives me a pair of sunglasses and a vanilla ice cream. So it turns blue. Definitely did what I wanted.
Next, I have this book here. This is The Incredible Adventures of Professor Branston by Norman Hunter. And this one does have a few pictures in it. I just think it would be an interesting read. Is on the back. And I think the person before that had this book didn't want to lose it. They have a little rhyme they wrote at the start, and it says, "If this book dares to roam, box its ears and send it home." So that's kind of funny.
Next we have Why the Whales Came by Mitchell or Hero?
Yeah.
It's the same one who did Little Foxes.
Alice? No pictures in that one then?
Nope. Well, the one he did, but
There's a little bit on the back. I don't know if it's about it or not.
You can pause and read if you want.
Next, I have this solid red book. This is Outlaw Red, and I just thought it sounded interesting. It's a picture of a dog, and this is a fairly old book. 1965. Not one of my oldest books, but still a bit of age. Thought it sounded interesting. And then.
Next, I have Mary.
Huh?
Which I really like her one.
You like watching the series?
Yes, a lot. You can pause and read that if you want. There are more books, obviously.
And lastly, I feel like I've kept the best to last. I got this. So this is a brand new book, which I pre-ordered. And it is called The Colour of Revenge, and it's by Cornelia Funke. And it is the return to the Inkheart series. I was so excited to get this book.
She could have flown.
Even the here is really pretty. And think there's really much for pictures in this. There's a couple. They have some headers.
Like one of the other ones.
And there are sometimes little bits at the end of the chapters.
It's cool it comes with its own marker.
Yeah, it's got its own bookmark. There's a tiny bit on the back if you want to pause and read that. So that is everything for today. Everything we have read, everything we've recently gotten. And my thing for today is, anyone else excited for the return to the Inkheart series with this brand new book? And Cecile?
Have you ever read or watched the Merlin series, and did you like it or not?
So remember, and like, comment, subscribe and ring the bells for notifications every time we put up a video.